got the rebar cut. I got 4 pieces, right about 46 inches. It's not 100% 46 because I didn't have anything to mark it with. My pencil just kind of blended in. But so anyway, now I got to figure out how to put the 3-inch bend in it, or a bend at 3 inch. So my thinking is I'll just drill a hole. This is oak. I'll drill a hole that fits, that fits into, and then I think that wood is strong enough, and I'll be able to just push it over. So that's the plan. We'll see. If that doesn't work, we'll try something else. See if I can see what you see here. I don't know why. Sometimes it will link up right away, and sometimes it won't link up at all. Huh, there we go. Oh, you see my arm. Okay. Yeah, there's that piece of wood. Can you see that wood on the ground? Barely. There we go. All right. We'll give it a shot and see. Fingers crossed. Let's see. Now I got sawhorses over here. You'd think I'd use them. I got dirt on my bit. All right, we'll see if this works. Gloves. All right. We need a bigger hole. Nice. Let's see if we can't make this just a little bit bigger with the same bit. Let's see. think. Almost. Almost. There we go. All right. Yeah. 3 inches. 3 inches. 3 inches. There we go. I think that's pretty successful. Good 3-inch bend on that. To start, let me go finagle with these over there in that hole for a minute and see what we can come up with. You can see what we can come up with here. Okay. This is what I came up with. I went ahead and I have the rebar bent down there at the bottom. And then what I did is I got 2 boards and I clamped these 2 in between it and did the same with the other ones. And then the middle one, this middle one right here is the one I'm hoping to run all the way up to the top. and then come out the top of the form and go into the log to help hold the log down. So it's 86 inches, and I put a band on the bottom as well, the same as the rest of them. Now my thinking is it needs to be plumb. It does need to be straight up and down. Once I put the concrete in the bottom, because the clamps, the pieces of wood are not secured, they're not secured to anything on either side, so I'll be able to adjust it and make it plumb. And I can always finagle it later, because right now I'm only putting in the bottom part of the footer, just the bottom part the pier is going to rest on. So if it needs to be tweaked a little bit after that, it should be fine. So that's what I'm going to do next. I'm going to go ahead, put the concrete in the bottom. I'll put 100 pounds in. I'll start with 50, but I'm probably going to wind up putting in 100 to secure the bottom. The clamps are holding the rebar up off the ground. I guess that's a concern with rebar rusting. I mean, the thing is, I bought it from the store. It's already rusted. It was rusted at the store. So I'm going to go ahead and put in the concrete in the bottom, get some water in there, and get it set for tomorrow. And if I have time, I'm going to do one more. I think a lot of the time with things like this is figuring out how to do it. Once you know what you're doing, you can kind of move along. So I'll go for broke here and try for a second one today. If it only takes 100 pounds of concrete in the bottom of each one, that's great. But I only brought 200 pounds with me today because I didn't know where I was going to be, and trying to keep it dry is an issue for me out here. So okay, let me go ahead and get going with this. I think the bottom line is I'm going to put it in dry. I'm going to put the concrete in dry in there and then add water to it. I've had pretty good success doing it that way. Kind of stir it up a little bit in the bottom, and it'll kick off and harden up. So that is probably, you know, again, I'm just doing the best I can with this. So let me get that going. I'll get the concrete out of the truck, put it in the bottom, and get things leveled up, and probably throw some water in it. I'm gonna try and make it so you can see what I'm doing. And then those of you who actually know what to do can comment on the side. It's going to be too late though. It'll be too late, but you can point out all the mistakes I'm making. Oh, sorry about the dust. All right, I'm gonna go get some water. I'll be back in a minute. Don't worry, I'll turn it on. Oh, okay. So I got a bucket of water. I got it from the creek earlier, but whew, that means I'm gonna have to do it 2 more times. Pretty sure that's enough water for this hole. I want to get another hole done, and then I always keep a container of water up at the shed because you use it for all kinds of different things. So let me get this in the hole and we'll see and get it leveled up. Nothing like being prepared. Okay, I think we're good with hole number 1. So let's take a quick look. Looks like it's going to set pretty well. And then what do you think? I think we're good with that. Straighten out the rebar at the bottom so that our form will sit nicely over it. In retrospect, I probably should have made them all at least up to the top. So I may do that with the rest of them. So anyway, big step. So big step today. Let me go ahead and find the next victim to fill in. I'm just trying to find probably the best ones to do at this point. I think I have a nice one over here. I think this one looks pretty good. Over here. As long as we can get our 3 inches on the side, I think. I think we're good with that. Let me see. This one needs to be moved just a little bit. Where we at with this guy? I mean, he's a little crooked, so bring him up to level. What do you think? All right, let's do that one. All right, I'm not going to bore you with watching me do another one. I'm going to go ahead and make the rebar long enough when I cut it that it comes up to the height it's supposed to be. And that will save me from later on trying to tie them in together. So, okay. Let's get on with it. Here we go. Today, a friend of mine gave me a tripod, so I'm going to try that out today. I think that's going to be very helpful. Right here. It's actually a tripod that's made for painters. The painters that go out in the woods or out in the fields or whatnot, out in the wild and paint. And she was kind enough to give that to me. It belonged to her mom who passed away. So I'll be using that today. She has her own website, Light Rider, and she rode a BMW across the country on the Pony Express Trail. She does a really good job of taking you along on the trip. A lot of it was done during COVID, so you really don't see many people. But it's a very nice. It's a nice trip if you watch it. She does a really good job. So anyway, yesterday I went to town and I got 6 bags of cement. Sorry, make you sick. 6 bags of cement. I have them covered. Water, which I have a neighbor. I'll explain in a minute. I have a neighbor that said I can get water from them, which is so much easier. I'll just put it in the back of the truck. Those containers, run over, fill them up, and come back. I was getting water from the stream. Realistically, the stream is not that far away. You know, a couple 100 yards. But when you're lugging a pail of water, an open pail of water, that far uphill, and some of those areas down in the woods themselves have leaves on the ground covering mud, so you're walking along and you start slipping and sliding trying to carry this bucket of water, and then you get to this part over here, then it's all uphill. By the time you get up here, you got your water, but it takes a long time and you're exhausted, or pretty close to exhausted. So I'm very grateful for being able to fill up the water over at my friend's house, my neighbors down the way. What happened yesterday, which before I get any farther, I did it's the wind blowing the bits and pieces of the leaves off. I got rebar yesterday too, and I came back and I planned to pick up where I left off. You can see these were actually from the day before. What day is today? Hold on a second. Today's Tuesday, April 27th. So Sunday, I had these in the ground. This is the concrete. I had these going. They set up really well, which I'm thankful for. So Monday, I had hoped to get these items, you know, the concrete and the rebar back here and get started again. And by the time I went into town, got the stuff and came back, my friends who are giving me water explained to me that the motor on his truck started making a lot of noise, and he had to have it towed into town, and they needed to ride into town to get a loaner car. So I wound up just packing up my stuff here, because we went into town and they showed their appreciation by buying me dinner, which I thought was really nice. And then by the time I got back, there wasn't time to do any work here. It was too late. So I just went ahead and covered everything up. That kind of shot the day. It's by the time you get into town and then get back, it's about a half-hour trip either way. So, and I'm hoping you can hear me over the noise. So just the 2 trips, that was about 2 hours right there, running back and forth, plus all the extra stuff that went with it. So anyway, today, here's my hat. Today we're going to get started on doing the other footers. I'm really hopeful to get at least those 3. I would love to be able to, the 3 that I have concrete for, I would love to be able to maybe do more, but I'm trying to be realistic, because if I overshoot on my the amount I think I can get done, I don't want to get, you know, kind of depressed about not making what I'd hoped to get done. Because once you start getting depressed, then you start slowing down. Even Hemingway said that, you know, he always stopped writing when he had a little bit more to go. That way, when he started the next day, he kind of had a spot to keep going. So he never pushed himself, and, you know, I'm not Hemingway, but I always kind of stuck in my mind, always leave yourself a little wiggle room at the end of the day. So anyway, let me get the tripod set up, and I think that's going to be helpful, very helpful, and get things started, and then I'll bring it back. Okay. I see a little bit better now. I know, you know, your depth perception is not going to be that great, but They're in there good and solid. And now the big plan is, you know, of course, I told you my cardboard tubes, the forms, to take it, set it down over the top of these, and fill that with concrete, and that will be the post that the logs will sit on. So I'm gonna go ahead and start working and see if I can't get at least 3 more of these done today. I'm really hoping for more, but again, like I said, I'm just I want to be realistic. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'll probably bring you along for a little bit of it, but it's going to be the same thing that I did the other day. I pulled the generator up. You can see it. I pulled the generator up. I have my sawhorses and stuff, and I did grab this out of the barn. When we bought this property, there's a barn on it. There's not a lot to salvage off it. It's pretty rickety, really rickety. But one of the things it did have was this really cool stand. Of course, it was covered with barn things. So I drug it out of the barn. I brought it down here. I'll dust it off a little bit and then use it. It's just a, I don't know what they used it for. No idea. Kind of crusty. Pretty crusty, but I'll give it a shot, and I'll use it for something, a step, a seat, something. Anyway, you can never have enough things to set things on. So anyway, I'll bring you back in a bit. Well, tried to save you a lot of long, boring, same old, same old. What I did is I went ahead and I set up each one of the footers, all 2 of them. I only have 2 going right now. I went ahead and I set up the footers, and so they should be ready just for the concrete to be added in. It was just the same thing as the other day, so if you want to see what I did, just go back to the other day. I think it was 2 days ago that I started doing this. So I'll just go ahead and put you on the tripod, and you guys can watch the final add the concrete and mix it with water and let it sit. And then I'm probably going to take a break for lunch and come back and get some more of these done, or at least hopefully 1 more, and I might have to take a trip into town. So here we go. Okay. There we go. So I was able to get the whole thing wet. And get the air out. So the good thing is when you look at the water, I only used about half the jug of water. So that means there's going to be less trips over to my friend's house to fill it with water, which is a good thing. So I'm going to go ahead and get the second one done and eat some lunch and then come back and get another one taken care of. That's kind of my goal today. Just start getting a system in a kind of like a little, I guess, a repertoire going with it. So that way I can keep moving. But if I get 3 done, 3 is my goal. Anything beyond that is gravy. So let me put you back on the tripod and go on to the next one. Okay, this is the next hole. Just in the interest of the first one wasn't boring enough, I'll film this one as well. And yeah, I'll just film it. Sorry, I had to go get that bag that flew away. Okay, I think call that done for now. Gonna go grab some lunch. Go grab some lunch. I think I've said that probably about 5 times so far. And come back, do one more, and get you guys a new battery because you're about done. All right, see you in a bit.